Stephen King is a mastermind in creating works of pure evil, horror, and films or novels that make us sit and wonder how someone with a sane mind could create something so terrible yet horrifying. And while many consider Stephen King to be a master of horror, Stephen King is a master of a theory known as the Uncanny. The Uncanny is a psychological experience, defined as the return of the repressed. It is unsettling, eerie, and taboo. Sigmund Freud in 1919 published the Uncanny theory, and it has been blossoming ever since. How does the Uncanny relate back to 2017 horror film It? Well, I'm glad you asked. To answer this question, let's talk to Stephen King himself and learn about what went into the creation of the amazing film and horrible monster Pennywise.
I had hopes, but I was not prepared for how good it really was. It's something that's different, and at the same time, it's something that audiences are going to relate to, and they're going to like the characters, because to me, it's all about character. If you like the characters, you care, and then the scares generally work. I'm sure my fans will enjoy the movie. I think they're going to really enjoy the movie. And I think that some of them will go back 2 or 3 times to actually savor the thing. I mean, I went back and saw it a second time and felt that I was seeing things the second time through that I'd missed the first time. When I wrote the book, I thought to myself, well, I've written some books and I've gotten this reputation as a horror novelist, so it will be my final exam. And I'll bring back all the monsters that I remember from my childhood, the ones that I grew up with. Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, the Thing from Beyond the Grave, because the entity that is Pennywise focuses on whatever that particular child fears the most. I was thinking about the universal monsters and the ones that scared kids in the 50s. Well, they've moved the time frame, they had to the 80s. To me, that isn't the important thing. The important thing is they kept the core idea that Pennywise gets to these kids by finding out what they're afraid of and being that thing. One of the things that I wanted to do in the novel, in all of my novels, is to create characters who are fundamentally decent, by and large. And that way, you don't want them to be spam in a cabin. You know, you don't want them wiped out. You want them to live and you want them to win. And I think that that translates to the film. That's one of the reasons I really like this movie. Let me just say that I had hopes, strong hopes for the movie, because I knew Andy's work from Mama, and I thought he was really, really talented director. And I also loved the idea of concentrating on the kids' half of the story. Skarsgård was great as Pennywise, and he's got big shoes to fill, let's face it, because people remember Tim Curry as Pennywise the Clown, and they remember the look that Pennywise had.
As Stephen King mentioned, in case you were not paying attention, Pennywise the Clown, also known as the horribly freaky clown monster thing that lives in the drains and kills children, is the creation of everything Stephen King was afraid of growing up. Seriously, imagine being like 5 years old and think you hear something in the hallway at night, and the first thing that pops into your mind is this guy. Yeah, I'd probably need a lot more than to write a 1,138-page novel when I was 38 years old to be done with that nightmare. Generally speaking, the Uncanny relates to Stephen King's It in multiple ways. Way number 1. The primary way you can relate the Uncanny to Pennywise, the horrible, terrible clown thing, is through the fact that he is a creation of everything Stephen King was afraid of growing up, along with those kids with him. I know I already said this, but it's quite important. In writing the novel It, Stephen King literally poured out his fears into 1,138 pages of a makeshift therapy session, just to seemingly deal with the fears he had locked away for a number of years, and perhaps pretended it was over. Stephen King has even said on multiple occasions that he loves the 2017 film It because it literally is everything he's always pictured and wanted it to be. Way number 2. When you think of a clown at the circus, what do you think of? It's probably this, right? And definitely not this. Generally speaking, clowns are associated with happiness, bringing smiles, laughter, and joy to all those around them. They are never limited to the age group that they seek to bring joy to. Many ranges in age from a young child to even a grown adult. What clowns are not associated with is children being the only ones able to see them, and adults refusing to believe their stories about them, no matter what they experienced as a child, which in this case happens to be the same killer clown. We also never associate clowns with not only living in the sewer drains, but never attacking, killing, and consuming children by morphing into their fears and taking advantage of their joys to lure them in. Pennywise is unlike any other clown we may ever see in life, whether in a movie, in the book, or just in general. There are many countless examples as to how this one character from one movie fits into so many aspects of the Uncanny theory. My best suggestion to you, watch it for yourself and you'll know exactly what I mean. If you're a weird, crazy lover of this film, just like myself, well then you may want to catch It Chapter 2 in theaters this September 6th. And I hope to see you there. To break the weird, creepy clown vibes, please enjoy some pictures of my cute animals. I'm sure they'll really get that scary clown face out of your head. Thanks for watching!